Hello, Happy New Year. Um, I don't know, I'm feeling so amazing, and I hope you can hear me. Slightly delayed again. There's a lot of stuff with babies going on right now. Okay, so my cousins come from the US and also with a new baby boy, and just there's gonna be loads of parties. You know how Indians are, and you've seen my family before. I've shared it with you. There's loads of parties with babies going on right now, and I'll share all the stuff with you. It's going to be fun. But babies, new year, growth, renewal. When I did the eyeball gain treatment, it was born again, okay? And on this journey, we do get born again. We get younger and brighter, more ascended, and things are all purified, okay? And today we're going to talk about removing third-party influences. Third parties now, not only just relationship based, but a third party, if you think about it, it's just something that's in between stopping your union, okay? And this is something you've manifested because it's in your interaction, it's in your journey, it's in your twin flame connection. So it could be a karmic, a soulmate, a marriage, either side. It could be like work, overworking, distractions. It could be other things like sleeping around, drugs, addictions, okay? It could be anything that is causing a wedge or separation between the two. And the key is to remove all those illusions, to get to a place where you're no longer manifesting a third situation, a block. It's a block, right? And often for the DF, it's because the DF has to basically do the inner work. The DM just shows you where you're at. They're just mirroring. So it is about swatting, almost like, you have like a tennis racket and you have that machine that goes and it's throwing you all the different things, and you have to just swat them back. Basically, you like with your racket, you're smashing them back, okay, or your baseball. So basically, the DM is not your enemy, and he's just showing to you where there is separation consciousness. So we're going to go into that, and you know what? In the future, your DM will be very eternally grateful for the fact that you did not give up on yourself, because this essentially is your own journey, and you are removing all blocks to separation from God, yourself, your twin flame. And your twin flame will very much appreciate it in the future. I know it's very, very disheartening when there is a third party situation, a third party interference or influence. Now, like I said, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could also be friends, family, other situations, in my circumstance, it was friends, exes, pornographic content, sexual stuff, nudity. So there's many different things. Overworking is a big one. But your twin flame will thank you for not giving up on them and not giving up on yourself. So we will cover marriages, karmics. We'll also cover soulmates that come into your life and how they are mirroring where your twin flame is at. And I've talked about that before. Someone asked that as a question. And also we'll get into the fact that, we shouldn't question God's will for everything, because everything is divinely orchestrated. If you remember on my eyeball gain treatment, God told me that not even a leaf can move without my permission. Everything on the journey is divinely orchestrated. Bam, 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 bam. All the 6 soulmates that I was with were brought in for a reason, for healing. Okay, so with your DM, if they're in a relationship or dating people or doing whatever they're doing, there's a reason and a mechanism behind it. Okay, firstly, it is obviously to trigger you. And then if you remember, there was angelic hands like this above the clouds that were basically guiding all of us. So it's about having that deep trust that this too will end, okay? It's not forever. Your twin will eventually empty their cup of whatever they're doing. And so would you. If you're married or you're with a karmic or whatever you're with, it will eventually finish, and you will be guided on your program for it to be finished. The twin's purpose is to liberate you and to trigger you. You're doing the same. So they will show you all your toxicities and negativities that you don't want to see, and you hate that, right? But you're showing them the light, and they feel how far away they are from that, so they get triggered. So essentially, we are not, we don't hate the DM. We don't hate the divine masculine. What we get triggered by are the distortions that they display, which are our joint distortions, right? So we have to have that kind of distinction and separate that. Because often we're saying, distorted masculine and divine masculine, but it's actually in their purity and their wholeness, like the babies. Like I've told you, if you watch from the beginning, all the babies around me at the moment. I was late because I was playing with my cousin's baby. Beautiful. He looks like me when I was a kid, like brown curly hair and all that. Anyway, deep down, underneath all the distortions, there is pureness. Okay? So the DM is not the one that we actually have issues with. It's the distortions. And we need to differentiate that. The DM is beautiful and perfect and there for us. Okay? And you know that from the 5D. The DM has chosen to take on all the distortions so that you can see. You're working in tandem like a team, okay? You are working together, one to trigger and one to heal. One to trigger, one to heal. And as you heal, you will, inadvertently, it switches. So that's where I'm at right now. So my twin's done all the triggering, like the tennis ball machine, like bam, 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 and I'm like swatting all of them. And then it gets to the point where it's like, it's my turn now, and you're going to get triggered. And they get triggered from our light and our purity, and then they feel bad for what they did. But it's all predestined, pre-planned, and you both chose it before coming on earth. And you might be like, why the hell did I choose a third party? Now, you've manifested this. You're clearing not only your karma, ancestral, but also humanity's templates, where women, for example, have felt less than. Okay? So it's about getting into your sovereignty and into your power. At times, it may feel to the DM that we are their biggest nightmare and the biggest headache, because their ego doesn't want to heal. They want to be with us deep down, but they don't want to do the work, right? But they get blasted to do it. But we are their biggest love, and we won't stop until it's done. Have that resolute, determined mindset that nothing is going to get in between your ascension. Nothing will get in between what you're here to do. And your twin flame will liberate you, because the love is so deep that they are showing you exactly where your distortions are. So let's tackle it step by step, okay? So we're going to talk about third parties and how they manifest, and then we'll go into different types of third parties. So, okay, oftentimes your DM often will have a third party. So whether it's a relationship or many relationships they're sleeping around with, whether they're karmics or whatever, usually not soulmates. So why does that happen? So everything is you pushed out. The universe is a hologram. Everything is your projection. And your twin flame is your ultimate mirror, right? So if you're meant to be with your twin flame in love, no matter what other people say and all the nonsense out there, you are meant to be, it's your divine partner. They want to be with you as much as you want. But the push energy is there, which is obviously causing the running and the separation. And underneath that, there's a lot of insecurities. There's a lot of lack of worthiness and self-esteem, because basically you have put another person in your place. Imagine there's a throne for king and queen. Your twin is there, but someone else is sitting there, which you've put them there. And it comes from not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy of love, not feeling worthy of divine love, feeling insecure, feeling not good enough. Now you want to get to a place where you feel really badass. You feel like, of course, like your mind and the talk that you have, the inner talk, should be like, of course he loves me. Of course he wants to be with me. I'm the best person for him. And, there should be no doubts or questions. When you start doubting, when you start questioning, that creates room for all the murky stuff to get in. And with our twins, we have to be very careful what we think. Because if we think about another person, we bring them into the situation. We manifest it. If there already is an ex or a karmic, the more we look at their social media or focus on them, the more we are creating that scenario, right? So basically, you have to act as though there is no other party, and then keep going within, knowing that the DM is on their own journey and you're not their mother. And you trust the divine plan. And you just keep working on yourself. There's a lot of inner self-love to pour into yourself, and self-worth and esteem, and just do those things. Now, whether you do that by yourself or whether the universe orchestrates soulmates, that's okay. And I've had that in my journey. And the soulmates that come in will always mirror to you where your twin is at. Because where your twin is at is where you're at unconsciously. You look at them and you think, oh no, that's not me. But unconsciously, they are showing to you your shadows. So if you are not working on those things, the universe will construct to bring in people who will be at that exact point. And they will come to trigger and heal and take away those issues that you have within. So it can help you to heal. And that's what happens with the DM as well. The DM is often very resistant, so they get more so karmics who really throw thunderbolts and tower moments to help them to learn. Okay? But it's all a learning. And when we start becoming very focused on the physical and resentful, then that doesn't help us, right? But if you see it as just a meat suit and the soul is pure, then it's much easier. Now, some of you might be on your high horse, like I've talked about before. So if you want to like balance it out, you can date people too if you want, or you can sleep with people too if you want. And if that helps you to heal, it certainly did with me. I was really, really resentful, if you remember. And by me dating, sleeping, and being with other people, removed that anger from me. It did. It drained it out of me. And it helped me to heal. So that's an option for you to do as well. So this is the reason why you're manifesting a third party in between the situation, between you and your twin in the scenario. It's a wedge. It's a block. Because somewhere deep within, you are feeling not good enough. Okay? So with me and my twin, he was friends with his ex and he had like a couple of times met him or whatever he did and did sleep with him, I believe. But other than that, apart from sleeping around in the beginning, he's been celibate for quite a while. And I believe that's very much to do with the fact that I believe that I am the best for him and he's the best for me. I also wear, the wedding ring, and I healed all the lack of worthiness and insecurities I had, I believe. So that's a block. There's always different types of blocks, and there's also divine timing in play. But for the third party, that's the reason, okay? And they get karmics usually, the DMs, okay? Now, the soulmates that you have may show up to basically mirror to you where they're at to heal things, and you'll understand your twin flame a lot better. So I mentioned in the beginning that a third party is not necessarily always a person. It could be a job. It could be like, gym. It could be friends. It could be toxic family members. Again, all of these things are wedges or blocks that are appearing in between you and your twin, which shouldn't be there, ideally. But you've got to be patient because Rome wasn't built in a day. And the journey is divinely orchestrated and everything will work out and be all right. So the more you focus positively that everything's going to work out and it's in God's control, and you're giving your twin flame up to God, you're letting him go and you're giving him to God, the easier it will work out. By trying to manipulate and control from the ego, getting annoyed and angry and pissed off, it's not going to help you. It won't. And at the end of the day, I know some of you have said, I can never forgive him, and I was the same. But you do. The universe orchestrates scenarios that help you to let go. And then you'll realize the gift it is, because then you will be without judgment or anger towards everyone, because that's what's being drained out of your consciousness, that your twin is mirroring to you. There is a purpose in it all. It may not seem like it, but there is. But if you want to accelerate and remove these blockages, I really recommend that you close your eyes, you connect with your inner child, and you communicate with your inner child and give your inner child all the love and the deservability and the self-esteem and respect that they need. Everything that they need and want, give it to your inner child because you deserve it. You are worthy. You are worthy of divine love. You are worthy of being with your divine partner. And you need not manifest a wedge, a block in between. You need not focus on that either. You can give your inner child all the confidence and the support that they need to be able to connect deeply with God, right? And that will be mirrored with your twin flame. It will accelerate their healing and help them to move away from those toxic situations. But you gotta trust that God is in control here. And if your twin flame has addictions, which is also like an interference, or like toxic family members, it can heal. In last week's live, if you remember, when I healed sexual distortions, the toxic people around my twin who were doing pornographic content stopped doing it as well. So not only do you heal your twin, you heal everyone around them. The power that you have is magnanimous. The magnitude of it is huge. Believe in your power. Believe in the fact that you can do and have whatever you want, and you're an infinite, abundant being. It's very important to tap into your power with God and know that you are God incarnate with the power to be able to move mountains, okay? So that's, again, so oftentimes the twin will get really busy to work or gym or doing other things because that's your energy that's pushing out too much to them. Maybe you've put them on a pedestal, made them into your God. You got to bring the energy back. You got to bring the energy back, and you got to put God on the pedestal and then focus on yourself. That's why I post a lot of stuff about me traveling, about me enjoying stuff with family and friends. In the beginning, it was difficult. I could not even leave the house, for sure. The first, I would say, couple of months. But then you have to start living. Your twin is inspired by you following your purpose, your passions, and your joys. You know, whether that's traveling, helping animals or children or people, whatever you're doing, you have to get up and do and live, okay? But you have to trust as well. Deep trust and faith with God. So yes, I want us to stamp out and remove all these blocks that we are putting in place between ourselves and our twin. But also understand that it's all divinely guided and orchestrated. The more we love ourselves and trust the universe, the quicker the things will dissolve and allow the situations to play out. I've also talked about addictions being like a third party block or an influence. Again, addictions are to do with your addictions, and you may say you have no addictions, but maybe your addiction is overthinking or worrying, you know? So keep working with your inner child to get to that place of peace. And then also, you got to do whatever is useful for your mental health, but you know, all these petty, childish things of blocking and all that stuff, don't do it. If they're doing it, they're unconscious, they're scared, okay? But you are the conscious twin, and you need not behave that way. So I'll answer some questions at the end, but let me just get through other bits and bobs that I was wanting to get through. So yes, remember you are working as a team, and it may not seem like it, but you are. They have chosen to be the twin that's going to initially show you all the shadows and the darkness to trigger you. They're showing you like that tennis machine that's ping-ponging, and you're swatting it back, okay? And it's like they are shining light onto all your darkness. And then you, after that, once you've healed that, you'll be shining light onto all of the light parts to bring them towards the light, okay? So it's like two of you swimming underwater, and one of you saying, look over there, watch that, you got to be careful of that, you got to be careful of that. And then you've got the light headlamp, and you're navigating, both of you, out of the cave, up to the light, okay? So you are working together, and they love you deeply, and you need to know that and not doubt it and not worry about it and not be scared about it. Trust it completely. They are your best friend. They are your lover, your partner. They are your teacher, okay? So initially they're teaching you and helping you and guiding you, and they're your friend. So you are working in tandem, and if you still have a lot of toxicity and hatred within, then you got to heal. You got to ascend. You got to deeply work with God and your inner child. You can book a session with me. I also have my online inner union course as well on my website, which is on a special offer right now. But basically, once you go within and you're completely full of love, you will understand it and you won't hate them. And we are their biggest nightmare and headache as well, but we're also their biggest love, because for them, we are constantly showing them as well where they are in the darkness, and we're showing them the light, the light, the light. We're always the light, and they're always the dark, okay? And that's for a reason, okay? So they're going to show us all our dark spots and trigger us because they're living it. And it's terrible for being the twin that's chosen to live the darkness. Like, can you imagine? That's a big burden. You get to live the light. Yes, you get triggered by it, but then you move to the light. And then as you are the light, they see the light in you and they feel inadequate, and they have to heal and grow as well. And we won't stop until it's done, because I don't know about you, I like to finish things once I start. And I'm kind of a stubborn person on that, okay? Yes, and, do not question God's will. Everything is divinely orchestrated. And like I said in the beginning, we need to start separating the DM from the distortions. Their role is to show us the distortions, and our role is to show them the light. So if they're showing us the distortions, we're not hating them, but we're disliking the distortions that they're showing to us. We're disliking the things that they are mirroring to us, and that's their role. So let's answer some questions, and just be more kind and loving about this, well, yourself and your twin, because it's not easy. It's not easy on them either, but you can make it easy. Okay. Someone wrote, finally. Sorry, I was a bit delayed. You're making me laugh over here. Oh, why were you laughing for? Oh, because about the babies or whatever. Hey, hello everyone. Okay, happy New Year. And also you got to remember, sometimes your twin has to go outside externally to be able to get triggered or learn. So they might come in and they might go out. Okay, they might have to go and learn a lesson from someone else rather than you. And you might be like, why can't they learn it with me? Do you really want to see them in their mess? Do you really want that around you? Not great. And with two twins, when you come together, it's really toxic. It can create a lot of problems for the collective too. So sometimes they need to go and get, blasted. That's what I use. And some are like, what does that mean? It means the tower moment. God gets involved. Some of you don't believe in God by the looks of things, or believe in transformation. God will sort your twin out and put them back in line, in the right place. And sometimes they have to deviate and maybe have a karmic situation or whatever, to be able to learn, to grow, to be a better person. They've got to practice it out. They've got to play it out. Also, sometimes you have to. It's okay. This journey is not about relationship first. It's about ascension, and it's about purification. So both of you are on your assignments. They're on their own specialized assignment, and that's, you got to trust it. They've got to work and heal and do all the things with whoever they are at, so they can be the person they need to be and ascend. You got to do the same. Let them do it. Let them empty their cup. The more you try to control with your ego, the harder it will be for you, and the longer it will take. Just trust. Do you know about New Earth and our timeline splitting? Yes, of course. So, the 3D Earth and then the 5D Earth. The more you work on uplifting yourself, being in a higher vibration, the more alignment you are with the New Earth, okay? The more alignment you are with the highest timelines that you're meant to do. And that's about getting rid of all fears. Hi. You're more than happy to ask any questions, specific scenarios. You unfollowed him to move on with your life. That's okay. The thing is, you will never be able to move on, because this is an ascension journey. This is an awakening journey. And if you try to block him out, the lessons that you are trying to avoid, because I always say triggers are your best friend. They show you your blind spots and how to heal them. Now, if you unfollow your twin, the universe will bring the same lesson through something else, whether work, family, friends, or another karmic situation or soulmate. You will get the lesson that you need to get. As some of you are resistant to do your inner work, so you'll get big blasts, big tower moments, like the DM does. But if you're doing your work, the planetary alignments and all the things going on will not affect you, because you will be ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. Some of you are doing the work, but you've got to go a little bit more deeper. It takes a little bit longer, be a bit more patient, because it takes us a while to get to a certain level, and you'll always be aligning yourself. Even once in union, there'll be a little bit like, you sometimes get off the bandwagon, and then your twin will mirror something and you go back in alignment, always back in alignment, because it's painful. So it takes us a while to ascend, and then the DM has to catch up, right? So we have to give that grace period. It can take a couple of years. For some of you, it's taking longer, and that's because either you don't figure out you were twin flames, or you're in a first, second wave, or you're not doing the inner work. And the inner work also includes following your purpose, your passion, your joy. Okay? And some of us have more karma, some of us have less karma. Some of us have bigger missions, clearing more humanity's things. Some of us have less of that. Okay? So not every twin flame journey is going to be the same. But the DM does have a lot of inadequacy and lack in their belief systems, and that will be also affecting them. But it's a mirroring of your stuff, right? So the more stable and balanced and resilient and knowing you can be without doubts, more faith you have in God, the better it is for them, because you're underwater, like I gave the analogy, in the dark caves, and they're showing you all the avoidance parts. Look at the rocks and the sharp points. Look over there, it's all your distortions. Be careful. And you're like, okay, but you're focusing on the light and how to get out the cave to the air and to breathe, right? Now, if you lose hope, you are going to drown and you're going to die. You're the leader. They're showing you what things to avoid and where the problems are so you don't smash into the sides of the rocks. They're doing you a service. Avoid this, avoid that, avoid left, avoid right, go straight. And you've got to be the one going ahead. But you've got to have the faith. You've got to have the resilience. You've got to have the trust. This is why your twin flame will always be grateful in the end that you never gave up. Okay? Never gave up on them. Because for them, they also want to be in that divine relationship and that love, and they want to heal and ascend. But in the matrix, sometimes they don't know how to do it and they're stuck in their ego. But you are not like that. Okay, so he had promised to meet up in December. He ignored my message not to be heard again. Okay, so what did that trigger for you? Was that abandonment? Was that like father issues? Heal that, because he's always going to be mirroring something. Okay, so he came in to show you, oh, look over there, sharp, pointy spot to avoid. And rather than going towards the light, you ended up smashing into the sharp, pointy bit and getting triggered. And that's okay, but you can dust yourself up and carry on again. So sometimes they may promise stuff, but they get overwhelmed. So that's their inadequacies. But what does that bring up for you? So when he did that, did you feel abandoned, rejected? Were you angry? Because those are not emotions for a divinely ascended person. Okay? So that's something that they're bringing out for you. Okay. Let's go down. Okay. I agree with everything you say. I just told him I also need to sleep around too, but I'm not going to. Meditation works for me. Do what you got to do, but always know you'll be put back on the path. I was in South and Central America for 3.5 months, and I slept around and I dated people, and it helped me to heal. Okay? And my twin didn't mirror that, because I was doing it from a place of love and empowerment. And he, in the beginning, slept around a lot, and I was not. And then it's kind of turned tables, but I'm back to being celibate. But I would refrain from saying things that are not true. What do you gain from saying that you're going to sleep around and then not doing it, Like, why are you trying to trigger them in that way? It's kind of not nice. If they've done it, they have to deal with it. But you will get, not karma, I called it the balancing act, if you remember. It's like a rope between you and your twin. And whatever you do, if you pull too hard, they will feel the reverberations. And if they feel it, it will come back to you. It will. And so if you're doing things out of ego, you will get blasted. So don't do anything that's going to be bad for you, okay? And you don't need to tell them anything. They feel it anyway. Very ego-driven, isn't it? How to deal when the third party hates me? Well, why do you care about the third party? I've said don't focus on them. Don't look at their stuff. Don't go on their social media. I was in the beginning at times looking at my twin's ex because I know they were talking and sleeping and meeting people. And then I just decided no. And as soon as I decided no, he disappeared. The third party, the ex did, right? So the third party may hate you because they're triggered, they're insecure, they know you're the ultimate threat because you're the ultimate partner. Let them. That's their ego, that's their issue. Heal yourself. Give them unconditional love and let them go. Tie it up with boxes and let it go. Tie it up in boxes and let it go. Okay? We have no relation except the DM. Never met her and had no idea what the sabotage she was causing. Allow her to cause havoc and sabotage in your DM's life. She is destroying his ego. Wonderful. She's your best asset. If you remember from one of the videos before, I had a dream with my twin and his ex, and the ex was saying to me in the dream, I am helping you into union, to get into union. They are your biggest support system, soulmates and karmics. They're actually from a higher self or orchestrated and guided to help you. So if she's creating problems for him, that's amazing. Really good. Because then your twin will always remember you. Do twin flames always get into union? So we've answered this question many times before. Your soul will know. It's divine will, not free will. Okay? So you can, from your ego, some people say, I'm definitely going to get into union or I'm not going to get into union. You don't know. You don't know. So surrender and accept and allow it. But there is some twins that deep down you do know, but still I would say let go of that expectation. So I've always known, I've always seen the future, I've seen the kids and the marriage and all that kind of stuff. And every reading I've had, every medicine I've had, it's always said you will be with him. And there was a time when I was like in South America, I was like, I don't want to be with him. I've had enough. But you've got to accept. Remember, I did a live about accepting your fate as a twin flame. So accept what's going to happen is going to happen. Don't even care about union or not union. Care about ascension and inner union. Okay. I feel mine is missing out because they can't leave their current partner. Well, no one's ever missing out. Everyone's just learning, okay? So if they're not leaving their partner, what is that mirroring to you? What are you not letting go or leaving, or where are you stuck in the same patterns? Because I know some DFs are married too. Some DFs are with their soulmates too. And they like to point the finger and say, well, he's not coming forward. Well, you've got to be the leader and do the things first. And when you feel ready, leave that situation if you want. Now, there's no point moaning about it. All right. So he's missing out. Well, maybe he's learning. How do you know he's missing out? Has he said it? Maybe the universe is orchestrating loads of healing in his lineage from this. Or they've got like a past life karma to work out. Okay, so they're missing out because they can't leave their partner, or maybe aren't choosing to leave them. It's been 2 years. Well, 2 years is not that long. It can take longer, 4 years if you're doing inner work like really deeply. Now, I want to know more about this. I want to know what it's mirroring for you. How does it make you feel when he's with this other person? Heal that. How does it make you feel when your twin isn't progressing? Heal that. Is it a lack of patience? Is it within you insecurities, abandonment? What is it? Father issues that you haven't got to the root of. Always turn it back on you and then let it go. Do you believe in union in 3D? I'm a strong advocate for union. I'm a strong supporter of DMs. Obviously, Team DF. I am Team DM too, for sure. And when you go out of your ego, you've realized it's the biggest, best gift. I used to say that I wouldn't recommend anyone onto this journey. But if you're strong enough, I recommend this journey for everyone, because you will be liberated from all your ego and nonsense, and you'll be free. And who doesn't want to be free? Do you not want to be free from social programming and karma and delusion and illusion and pain and suffering? Do you not want to be in total union with yourself, the universe, your twin? Do you not want to have your divine partner? Do you not want to help them also liberate themselves? That's what they want from the higher self, okay? So I believe in union, but I don't believe in this nonsense where people are like saying, oh, collectively we're all getting into union. Listen, if you ain't doing the work, if you are stuck in your ego, if you are refusing to leave third parties yourself and you are in addictions, you won't get union. Just because I'm getting union, it doesn't mean everyone's going to get union. Everyone's union is dependent upon how much work they do and about what karma. Some people have already got into union, and some people it's taking longer because we're all on different parts of the journey. But the more inner work you do, and the more you trust, the more you allow, the more you accept, the easier and the quicker it will happen. It's not just going to happen for the sake of it, just sitting around. Like if I was here sleeping around every day and taking drugs and, worshipping the devil, do you think I'm going to get twin flame union? No. There is no leaving for sure. Tried 149 times. But if union seems impossible, what do you do? Karmic's not going anywhere. That's been made clear. There's no leaving for sure. Who's not leaving? You're not leaving, or they're not leaving. And also, karmic is not God. You better believe how God blasts karmics out of the situation. So, Jaslyn, are you the DM or the DF? Tried 149 times. Maybe you need to not try and allow and accept and let go. Maybe you're using your ego here. Maybe there's a lot of doubt. Trust it and live your life. Okay. Wonderful. Let's have a look. What if your masculine is with one woman after another? Well, that happens, They're going through and letting go. I mean, in the beginning, my twin was sleeping with everybody. Everybody. And what can you do? You have to let them bang around, smash their head, get blasted by God, and then realize you're the one and that they cannot run away from you. And they do that in the beginning because you're too focused on you're on them, chasing them, obsessing over them, and it's too much for them. And they want to just get your energy away. So they use different means, drugs and sex, whatever else. So he's with one woman after another. Good for him. Let him do it. Constantly, it seems like he can't be without any. This is judgment. Allow him to. And also remember, the DM is you. You're like, oh, disgusting. It's your soul. Your soul is choosing to be with other people. Why? Heal that. And your soul is in two bodies, and it's not trying to hurt you intentionally, it's trying to help you. When we let go of the separation of, I now have got to a place, like whenever I do anything, I feel like I'm doing it with him, always. Like I'm doing this live right now with my twin flame. The energy is always together, you know. When I'm traveling, I'm traveling with him, you know. He's always with me. I'm not seeing it as a separate thing. His success is my success, and my success is his success, okay? So it's not, you got to get at this separation consciousness. So he's always entertaining women. Let him. Why is that a problem? That's you in his body having a good time with women to learn. Okay? So when my twin was doing all his nudity and whatever he was doing and selling stuff or doing pornography, that was me having a blast, having a great time. So maybe I enjoyed it. I don't know. But it had to be done that way. The thing is, he won't leave me alone as well. What to do then? What is there to learn? So there seems to be mixed vibration. He wants you. He doesn't want you. Okay? He wants to feel your energy, but then do whatever he wants. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of chasing from your side then, and there's a lot of mixed vibrations within you. You're judging him. You're not allowing him. When he returns to you, you could be just like a friend if you wanted to, or a non-judgmental person. The less you judge him, the more you accept him, and the more you accept the situation, the less likely he's going to go off with others, and the more likely he's going to just be with you. He feels your judgment every time he returns, and he doesn't like it. So he runs off again. And he triggers that within you, and eventually you'll have no judgment left. I judged my twin a lot. I did. I used to say, I got to a point, I was like, he ain't all that. And my twin's very, very attractive. He ain't all that, and he's this and that. And I was like, so I'm such a bitch about it, because it was my judgment. Okay? In a past life, apparently, I did Akashic Records, I was a woman who accused my husband of cheating, and I judged him. And he hadn't cheated, and I kept being nasty and nasty and nasty, and that judgment wound got stuck in my consciousness. And this lifetime I've been born as gay, so that I had to face the judgment I did to him. Okay? And my twin was doing all his nudity to help trigger out my judgment that I gained from my family, from my past life, etc. So there you go. So get rid of your judgment, and don't see it as a relationship first. See it as an ascension, a journey to heal. And when he does return, stay in 0 point, balanced and equanimous, not reacting. You don't need to get into a relationship with him, but you can be a stable, grounded energy that he feels safe and comfortable with, because you're the safe space and he's the protector. Eventually, he will be the protector. Energetically protects you anyway, but 3D he will. But you've got to get to the place where you are a safe space. Not a punching bag, but a safe container. I know it's difficult and challenging, but go within, deeply within, and heal why he is going off with so many women. He's needing attention and validation, which is what you are probably mirroring as well and needing. So you work with your inner child and give her all the attention and love and validation that she never got as a child and that she needs now. All right. So the next question is, I haven't had a new soulmate or karmic coming in because I feel like the lesson right now is self-worth and acceptance. Good. I am celibate now. I am not choosing to allow anyone into my life apart from my DM. Because I had the little, 2 months or whatever it was of doing that. And I learned, and I realized it's not going to ever work out with anyone else. And no one's going to love me and take me to ascension like my DM. and the things we will do. So, that's fine. Sometimes you got to be alone. If he blocked me, should we try to contact them? Good question. Normally the DM does not block you on everywhere. My DM blocked me on WhatsApp. I'm still blocked on WhatsApp. Email he did not, so I would contact if I felt the urge from God. Not often though now, very less so. I'm with Telegram, we still have that open, and social media is all open. So we communicate on Telegram, and I try not to be too much, because you remember, the DF's job is to be in her love and light like a beautiful, sweet-smelling rose. Just pure and loving, non-judgmental, self-fulfilled, self-contained, beautiful and free, and peaceful and loving. And the DM is the bee that goes zzz and comes to you. The DM comes to you when he feels safety around you, non-judgment and love, sweet nectar. Their job is to anchor the 3D union and come to you. There will be times when you will feel by God the urge, the desire to reach out. My recommendation is keep it short and sweet. Too many words, too many paragraphs overwhelms the DM. I don't know what to do with it. Before, for birthdays, I'd write long paragraphs and songs and stuff. It's not good. When I wrote the words happy birthday, 2 words, he wrote thanks. So keep it light, keep it short, keep it sweet. Whatever they say, reply in turn. So if they write a few words, you write a few words. Don't overload it with the energy. Words are too much energy, okay? So should you contact them? If you're blocked and everywhere, how are you going to contact them? But if there is means that are opened, close your eyes, work with your higher self, ask the question, should I be contacting my DM? Now, if it's from fear, ego, mind, then no. But if it's from a place of love, without expectations, short and sweet, why not? Sometimes the divine will push you to trigger them as well. The answer is no, Vasi. Well, the answer is never no or yes. That's binary and that's judgment. That's yes, that's black and white. It's about listening to your intuition with love. I don't believe in suppression. I believe in expressing and being from a place of love and balance. Then you will always be connected. Sometimes your DM will really appreciate, even if they don't reply, the fact that you sent them something. Okay. It was more about diffusing the energy in me of disloyalty, and I see it as a lesson of my expectations. Sure. Once you heal all these blocks, the DM is just going to worship you. Beautiful. Then they'll learn to worship God too, but they do admire you. And their job is just to mirror. Let's not hate the DM. We hate the distortions, but let's not hate the distortions. The distortions show us where we need to heal to ascend. I'm still unable to accept myself fully. But yes, mostly I'm accepting. I'm also releasing emotional attachment with him. I love him with my heart. So when you get to the point, why can't you accept yourself fully? He is you. And if you can't accept him, you can't accept yourself. Like, what is so wrong about you that you can't accept? God loves his children. Can you not love yourself? I wonder what is the thing that's you're not loving about yourself. Love all aspects of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. It will all improve. You'll become a better person. You will. We're not perfect. When I did my eyeball gain treatment and I was shown all my childhood stuff, there were instances in childhood or adult where I was not the best. I had to forgive myself and love that aspect and integrate it. The DM also hates things about themselves and how they treat you. What can you do? You're going to be crucified for it for your whole life. Love it, accept it, move on. Are masculines feeling a shift right now? So I want to answer this question again like I did. If you've done your inner work, they will feel it. If you've done nothing, then you've got to be doing your work first. The masculines do shift when you shift. I'm surprised my one changed. He can change, all of them can change. I thought he would never change. So they change according to how much work you do. Inner work, okay? Now, there is planetary stuff that is pushing people forwards, and this year is a big year for masculines, as is next year. But this year is healing, right? Last year was ego destruction, this year is healing, next year is marriage. But don't expect to get married to your DM if you don't do your work. you're married to a karmic and all you do is worship the devil, for instance. I know you don't, but that was an example I said before. You are the leader, they mirror that and they follow that. If you ain't done your work, don't expect them to catch up. That's something that I really find annoying with the DFs in the community. It's like, oh, the masculines are all going to awaken. And then it's like, no, they only awaken according to how much work you do. You're not awakening. You're not doing your work. Well, why will they? Okay. I met my DM in the 3D. It was physical union and my Kundalini rise. And I was seeing divine in my heart center. Yes, it's beautiful when you first meet them. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. That's how it will end up. It shows you a prequel of what will be in the end. Hey, spiritual soul, hope you're good. My twin is in an arranged marriage, so I'm running, but he's chasing. So I'm running, but he's chasing. Well, stop running and just stay still and balance, 0 point, and allow things to work out. If he's chasing you, clearly he doesn't want to get married. Do you trust God enough and God's plan to allow things to work out? It's courage. Your DM needs courage to be able to get out of these situations with third parties. They lack that. They're people pleasing. Where are you not being courageous in your life? If you're running, you're not courageous, are you? My twin flame wants to stay married to his karmic and marry me at the same time. They will say all sorts of nonsense, but their time is up. Their days are numbered, okay? The DM can say whatever he wants, but whatever they say is not what God wants. So you trust in God's plan and do not be a second option or wife for someone. Twin flames cannot actually be in multiple marriages. I saw there's this one woman on TikTok who talks about polyamorous twin flames and all this and that and the other total nonsense, I believe. But maybe it's not, I don't know. But when if you're true twin flames, you know when you get together, the energy is really high vibrational, okay? I tried dating soulmates and they all got like just pushed away because your vibration is too high, you're too ascended. No one can come into that bubble. If you invite a third party into the bed situation, they will run because they can't handle the energy. Your energy is angelic, like godlike. So what is it mirroring to you? It's mirroring to you that you don't feel worthy enough to be the prize. You don't feel worthy enough to be the only person. You feel like that you're inadequate, so there needs to be another person to fulfill his ego, to heal that. Okay. Jocelyn is a DF. Good. If you're the DF, you're the leader, heal it. Don't listen to what the DMs say. They say all sorts of rubbish. They can say whatever they want. My one said, do not contact me anymore. Please do not contact me or you are scaring me. Forget that. I'll scare you as much as I need to until you heal. Okay? You are the leader. Like I said, we are their biggest nightmare and their biggest love. And we won't stop until it's done. And we do it within a work. Okay. I can feel my DM even more than normal. But why isn't he saying anything to me? Just because you can feel them, they've got to get to a place where they feel worthy. They've got something to give you. When union's going to happen, they want to come feeling great. They want to have their money in the bank. They want to have their life together. If they're all a mess, then they don't want to come forward. Usually what happens is when the tables turn, after you've obsessed and let go and accepted, they start going through their healing and they start realizing, oh crap, she's the one. That's when they'll start thinking about you more. You let them. They think about you. You just think about God and think about your life, okay? Then they will get to a place where they'll balance and sort themselves out and return. It takes time. Is it normal when you see their picture, you feel excited, overwhelmed, a lot of love, even though you are not in communication? Yes, and also their voice. But you get to a place where you start to balance it and you don't get so freaked out. It's the energy and you're putting them on a pedestal as well. I mean, there'll always be the love there, but you'll get to a place of more grounded peace, which is what you're working on. And if you want to get to more levels and deeper levels of groundedness and peace, I've got my Inner Union course on my website, and there's loads of healing modalities to get there. Because if you can hear my voice and you've seen me, I've become very peaceful and grounded from where I was. You can watch a lot of my old content, even from years ago on YouTube or whatever. I wasn't very grounded. All right, let's have a look. I'm feeling guilt and shame after physical connection because my mind saying it's cheating with your husband. It's negative. Please reply me. So your twin is married, I assume? Okay, forgive yourself. They are your ultimate partner. And, next time you don't do that if you don't want to do it. If you don't want to be the third wheel until they leave, then don't do it. have your boundaries. So just forgive yourself. That's what you got to do. Super intense emotions for him right now. Well, yes, they're going through it. If you've done your inner work and let go, they are now going through it and regretting. But they need to be blasted. So their egos break. If you're late, doesn't matter. You can watch the live. It's going to be saved. The thing is, he made songs and posts about me being the one and mother of his children. I want my peace because of these women he messes with. He lets me know it means nothing to him. Yeah, it's time filler. And he obviously wants to be with you, but there's those blocks and you've got to heal those. Your insecurities and whatever else. There's a lot of mismatched vibrations going on there that you need to work on. Maddie, your eyes are lovely and bright. Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you. Umne bahut achhi roshni hai. Unme. There's a lot of light in my eyes. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. What if you reach out and they still ignore you? That can happen, okay? Happened many times when I used to reach out to my twin. The last message I sent him was, pray for me. He did pray for me, and that was fine. It doesn't matter. They still get the message. When they're ready, they will reach out. So sometimes you're just passing on energy to each other, or you are passing on energy to them, so it doesn't matter. Do even stubborn ones do? Listen, my twin flame was so stubborn, so toxic and crazy and all that. He was doing nudity and videos and pictures and selling stuff. He was crazy. And if he's become a God-loving man and he's stabilized and settled down and thinks of me, the world, and all this and that and the other, and stopped all the sleeping around, become celibate, like he's becoming a monk or a saint almost, right? I think every DM can do the same, but just do your inner work. Trust me, it's possible. If it's your twin flame, you heal, they will heal. And it doesn't have to happen straight away, but there comes a tipping point where the floodgates open and they are forced to heal. God forces them. In the beginning, God allows the madness to happen so that you get triggered, so you can get to the point where you need to. But trust me, I've spoken to quite a lot of DMs, and they say they feel bad every time they do anything against us, and God blasts them with tower moments. So they will get there. What are your thoughts on manifesting a life with a DM and working together on soul purpose versus completely letting them go, meaning not even manifesting? You got to be careful not to chase and be obsessive, okay? So you can have the manifestation, but letting go, okay? So whenever, people have these portals or whatever's going on, like, it in your heart and you know what's going to happen. And I sometimes have, I don't try to fantasize too much. After my plant medicine that I did over Christmas in Mexico, where I was with my twin for hours on end in the plant medicine, as I left, I became back into a little bit of chasing energy because, I'm with him. It's so loving and kind. It's 5D. And I started missing him. And then also I was looking at some of his pictures, but then it started to remind me of the things he did with those pictures, because those pictures were made to get attention from other men, right? So I stopped looking at the pictures now because it was bringing up separation, and I stopped doing the missing, that he's like not with me, and I just started focusing on the love as though it's already there. We are together doing the live, we're together everywhere we go, in the gym, we're already in union, but then let it go, 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 okay? So it's almost like saying, for example, I've got my mother, right? Now, I know she's there, so I don't need to constantly be obsessing about my mother. She's there in the kitchen right now, or she's whatever she's doing, whatever, she's there. So your twin is always there, it's already with you, so you don't need to constantly be focused on it as though they're not there. That's where the chasing and obsession. So yes, you can manifest as though it already is there, but then letting go. Because if I've got my cup already there, I don't keep thinking about it, I know it's there. Yeah, so you just have the twin in the back of your mind. It's there. It's all done. Union's done. Everything's done. Currently dealing with a divine masculine coming in and out for brief reunions and then running, which is good. Congratulations. You've broken the silence. How to not feel like a doormat when they disappear. So what he's teaching you is that whether he's there or not there, you need to be balanced, stable, and full of love. He's not the prize, and he's always with you, in you, around you, energetically, in soul, right? Already there. But the 3D is the illusion that you're holding on to and allowing yourself to get distracted. Like you're doing your meditation, you're in pure bliss and balance and love, and then he's coming in and you're getting distracted. Let him come in and out, but don't stay distracted. That's 0 point. That's what you're learning. That's what he's teaching you. He's teaching you whether I'm there or not. Don't focus on me, stay in love. His job is to focus on you. Okay? The DM's role is to, we focus on God and ourselves, and they focus on us to get to God. And then once they ascend, they focus on God too. And you're not codependent, you're interdependent, independent people. So he's just teaching you how to balance your energies. It's good. Well done. You're getting there. Do they think about being with the DF when they are in karmic situation? Yes, they do. They think about us. We think about them a lot in obsessive phase. And then when the tables turn, they think about us. And whenever the karmics do bad things, they think about us. And the same with the DF. When the DF has issues with soulmates or problems, you always think about the ultimate lover. And you know that they would treat you better once they're healed. So yes, they do. Thank you, thank you. My DM, I'm going to finish in a few minutes, by the way. My DM also wants to be intimate with me while he's still married to his karmic. How does that make you feel? Do you want to do that or not? And if you don't, you put a boundary in and you don't allow it to happen. But firstly, go within. Why are you allowing this inside? It means you don't feel good enough, okay? So inner child self-love. I feel like I'm getting close to him, but do want to do this in an ethical way. Well, there you go. Well, do it then. You are in charge. Yeah, you are the leader. I was feeling his energy so intensely for over a year, but since last month or so, it's much less. It happens, goes up and down, and you feel them sometimes a lot when, in the beginning especially, it's completely telling you that you're on this journey and you need to heal. But once you start becoming balanced and stabilized, you don't need that constant presence. You have to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. It's like learning to walk. First, we talked about babies in the beginning, right? So first, the parent holds the hand of the baby. The toddler allows him to feel steady as he walks, but then you kind of like step back a little bit, but be close by, and then eventually just let the baby walk around. You trust it. So the energy is like that, okay? It's less. Is that my inner healing? Yes. And boundaries? Or from his end? I'm feeling less, more like I did before. Well, that's how you're meant to feel. When you're meant to feel better than before, it's your work. Okay. I want to be held and hugged like a cat. Well, why don't you hire a cat? Why don't you buy a cat and hug it? Or why don't you hug your friends, your family? Get it? I have a teddy bear that I hug in bed. Sometimes I get the pillows, okay? And I make like a human shape and then I hug it. But I also often feel my twin energetically is in the bed a lot of the times, and I wake up, I'm like, get off me. So you can do that. Or also, if you want to date a soulmate to feel that, you can do it too. Okay, what I find hard, Manu, is to stop thinking about my twin. Okay, so you're an obsession. Eventually you will let go and it will become easier. You'll live your life. You are not fully living your life perhaps right now, and you're too much focused on what he's doing or they're doing. So keep going, inner child, self-love, do your inner work, and you will get there. I generally feel like I've let go, but his thoughts don't go. I dream we are both hugging and could generally feel the hug. Also, accept. When we're pushing against or resenting the thoughts and the feelings, it gets more. It's like when you try to get away from the twin flame journey, or like the DM does this as well. Like when you're trying to I don't want it. You see more signs, right? They see it too. So you have to accept. Watch the live about accepting your fate as a twin flame. That was a really good one. All right. Thank you, dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Does that mean anything? Is just my fear. I think I've answered all that. I'm going to answer like a couple of more and then no more questions. I'm feeling sorry in my heart for him and myself when I went through all the anger stage. Good. I'm so glad that your anger's gone. Good. And then sadness, then it will be just pure love and bliss. You'll get to that stage. Will he feel it also from the heart? Yes, he will. Without verbal communication. And when you forgive them, they feel it too. It's like happening at the same time. You forgive them and they forgive themselves. It's just all wonderful, right? You will hear it from them when you're in union, how it was. I feel like he's reading my heart and mind. When I think things feel tingling in my crown chakra, heart, does he feel it too? They'll feel it, not necessarily the same way, but you are working together in tandem. Okay? As you heal something, they will be healing it too. He's spiritually there. Okay. What are the signs that the DM is ending their karmic situation? It's a good question. You will feel better about yourself. You will focus less on the karmic. You won't really care. You will also be happy for him. It's more about you. That's how you will know. Obviously, you can check their social media and you'll see that they're no longer doing those things, or they're no longer dating, or they've changed. They do change. But sometimes it feels impossible, and then all of a sudden they've changed. God's blasted them, or they've learned to change. But within you, you won't care anymore. And you won't check on the karmic. You won't think about the karmic. You will bless him and accept him for what he's doing and allow it to be. And you will no longer feel angry. You'll feel really good about your life. You'll feel joyful and peaceful and happy. And then they will too, and they'll let it go too. Yes, Manny, I love a teddy bear. Very good. Thank you, brother, always. No problem, sister. Will my twin flame contact me? They'll contact you eventually. Yes, they will. Right. I think that's the end of the live. It's 7:30 p.m. These third-party situations, in conclusion, are constructs from the mind as blocks because of insecurities and lack of self-worth. Heal those by working with your inner child and getting to a place of love. Is it normal to get scared of the DM? Yes, it is in the beginning, because the energy is quite a lot. And they get scared of you too. They feel it deeply because it's the big event for the ego. It's the ego's destruction, and it brings up a lot of the triggers as well. But it's like almost lose your breath, right? And you love them, but you're also a bit afraid of them. But that gets better. That gets better. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Okay, you know what? It's 2025. It's a beautiful start to the year. Stay positive. Focus on what you want. Let go of the fears. I'm going to make sure that on the channel, we're focusing a lot more on God and living our best life. You watch and wait. Things will happen. I've got a video about inner child, and you can also get my online course as well, or book a session. But we'll rewatch this video because I talk about it. Take care. Have a great Sunday. Much love. Deep love. Deep love. I'm very excited because everyone's going to get into unions and have your little babies. It's going to be beautiful. Focus on that. See you later. Some people are saying 5 years or so, how much have you. Just forget about other people and focus on what you know and your truth. God bless.